First, let me say that what is happening is not personal. Perhaps he's been economical with the truth. He should have told his boss that his boss is being rather personal. But he is the IG. And he is the IG by virtue of the provisions of the Constitution. And the fact that President Muhammadu Buhari appointed him in trust to carry out the duties that is that of the police force. Now, the issues that led to this are very clear. And at any rate, the issue of Dino is not central to this issue. Rather, the series of killings going round in various states, Zamfara, Kaduna, Taraba, Adamawa, Benue, Plateau, even Nasarawa. These are the issues. And so let me take the issues he has raised one after the other. First, it is not personal. And by virtue of the provision of the Constitution, we have the powers to invite anybody on subject that we make laws on. And if you check the Constitution also, Section 215, where the police force is mentioned, you will see that the functions and how they are going to be organized and administered is subjected to the provision that the National Assembly shall make a law to that effect. And that's why you have the Police Act. Now, in a situation where we are having crisis, and crisis, he's talking about delegation. It is not, the delegation here is the duty of the police officer in terms of preventing crime and ensuring peaceful, or law and order. But what we are talking about here is something that is in the realm of policy. It's in the realm of the strategy in which the organization itself is supposed to conduct its affairs. And I think the IG should have taken an opportunity provided here to engage the Senate so that people can understand what are his constraints and otherwise.
We're going to get to the Senator Malai component of this controversy in a moment. Well, let's start from the legality of the entire episode. You feel very confident that indeed the Police Act has kind of laid out the groundwork for the National Assembly to be able to
the Constitution.
Yeah, well, if this is what's under threat, is that some people have said, look, the Constitution does not. In fact, just yesterday, the learned senior advocate Femi Falana was on the program, and he queried the power of the National Assembly to summon the IG under the auspices of the Constitution, citing Section 67, which he said is very clear, stipulating that the National Assembly has the authority to summon ministers for ministerial issues. And then he also cited Section 88, which said that the National Assembly can summon officials at that level only when they are trying to expose issues of corruption or when they are debating on the amendment of a law. If that is the case, can you say it was legal? Okay,
let me say one thing. With due respect to, Femi Falana, SAN, he's not a court. And so his pronouncement remains personal opinion by Femi Falana, SAN.
But based on the Constitution...
I'm coming, just wait.
Okay.
I'm the one in the Senate.
Go ahead.
And I'm working based on the Constitution.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, as far as the Constitution is concerned, Section 88 is where the powers of investigation are. And it says we have the powers of investigation where we have, law that we make for somebody. Like the Nigerian police. Section 215 says their function is subject to a law made by National Assembly. And so the issue here is the subject of security. And the primary purpose of governance is the security and welfare of citizens. Where somebody is dead, you can't be talking about his welfare. Where families are displaced, you can't be talking about their welfare. And where people cannot even have peace of mind to carry out or go about their legal duties or activities, you can't be talking about welfare. So in this case, the subject is not in doubt. And so when we invited him, our mandate was very clear. And the main issue is actually the killings. That of Dino Malai, in fact, as it is now, has already been overtaken by event. And I will say it very clearly that the commissioner was talking about issues that are in court. You see, there are times in which people don't look at, the order in which things happen. We've invited him before he ran to court. And this is not the first time he did that. He went to court, and there was a court judgment on 10th of April. And the court says, no. The same way you have the powers of investigation under your Police Act, which is inferior to the Constitution,
right,
is the same way the National Assembly has its own powers of investigation under Section 88 and 89.
And Senator, in fairness to the position of the police force, as laid out yesterday by the Commissioner of Police Legal, they are not in any way suggesting that they are immune to investigation or immune to questioning. The question is about whether the IG himself is supposed to come on, because according to them, they sent the DIG operation.
I've answered that question, Ajuri. I've told you delegation here that he's talking about. You are talking about delegation to carry out police work.
Right.
That's not what our own delegation is internal. It's internal. And as far as this issue is concerned, why is the IG mentioned? In the entire Constitution, did you hear the word DIG? Where that issue was mentioned? So please, let's get one thing clear. And as far as we are concerned, as National Assembly, we've had many occasions where people will send somebody to represent them, and by the time we start questioning, the person will even tell you, oh, I don't have authority to speak on this, I have to go back and get clearance, and so on and so forth. This is a very serious matter. This is an issue that has to do with the lives of our citizens. And we believe life is sacrosanct.
Senator,
you can't sell it in the market. You don't buy it in the market.
I saw the letter that was sent by the National Assembly to the Office of the Inspector General of Police. Yeah. And it was very clear, the subject was very clear. It started out with a summons concerning the inhuman, that was the word used, inhuman treatment of Senator Dino Malai. And then at the end of all of that, it said, and other killings.
It's not at the end. Sorry. If you have it, bring it out. There are only two subjects. Inhuman treatment to Senator Dino Malai and other killings, because the killings are too many. We can't start mentioning them. And the issue of Dino Malai is just one.